Here are small lessons life teaches us in the quietest ways. Sometimes, they come from a place far away, a culture steeped in ancient wisdom. Sometimes, through a realization that the way we've been living isn't the only way to live. I used to think that feeling tired was just a part of being an adult. That the constant cycle of exhaustion, stress, and bloating was my baseline. I believed this was the price of a busy life, waking up groggy, chugging caffeine to survive the day, crashing hard in the afternoon, and then trying to silence a racing mind at night. I figured this was just the modern condition. Then, I learned that some of the world's longest living people, particularly in Japan, don't live like this at all. Not even close. Their lives are built on a different rhythm, a different understanding of what it means to be well. So, I decided to do a complete 180. For 30 days, I committed to eating and living like a Japanese centenarian. And what happened to my body and my mind was, frankly, shocking. This is that story. My life before this experiment was a recipe for burnout, though I didn't see it at the time. My days were a blur of digital screens, deadlines, and a constant, low-level hum of anxiety. I ate, standing up, scrolling on my phone, often choosing whatever was fastest, not what was best. My meals were heavy, my portions large, and my connection to the food in front of me was non-existent. Exercise was a chore, something I had to force myself to do at a crowded gym, a box to be ticked off a to-do list. I treated my body like a machine I needed to fuel and push, and I was surprised when it started to break down. My sleep was poor, my digestion was a mess, and a feeling of being disconnected from myself was my constant companion. I was surviving, not thriving, and I had accepted that as my reality. So, I built my experiment on what I came to call the 5 pillars of the Japanese way. A framework for a month that would change everything. These weren't just rules to follow. They were invitations to a new way of being, a new relationship with myself and the world around me. The first pillar was the food philosophy. It's not a diet. It's about how you eat. I learned that the Japanese approach to food is one of deep respect and appreciation. It's not about restriction or counting calories, but about balance, variety, and beauty. I began following the principle of Ichijusansai, or one soup, 3 sides. Each meal was a small collection of dishes, a bowl of miso soup, a serving of rice, and 3 small side dishes, usually a mix of vegetables, perhaps some fish or tofu. This wasn't just about nutrition. It was about visual harmony and a symphony of flavors and textures. I started eating with my eyes first, arranging my food thoughtfully on small plates. This simple act slowed me down, forcing me to be present. I stopped eating on the go and sat down for every meal, without screens. I began to taste my food again, truly taste it, and in doing so, I reconnected with the simple, profound pleasure of nourishment. The second pillar, and perhaps the most transformative, was Hara Hachibu. This ancient Confucian teaching, popular in Okinawa, instructs you to eat only until you are 80% full. This was a radical departure from my lifelong habit of eating until I was stuffed. In the West, we're often taught to clean our plates, to see an empty dish as a sign of a good meal. Hara Hachibu asked me to listen to my body in a way I never had before. It required me to pause mid-meal and ask, am I satisfied? Not, am I full? The first week was a challenge. I felt a subtle, nagging desire to eat more, a habit ingrained over decades. But soon, something shifted. By stopping at 80%, I finished my meals feeling light and energized, not heavy and sluggish. The dreaded afternoon slump, which I thought was an inevitable part of the workday, completely disappeared. It was a revelation. The discomfort I had been feeling wasn't from life itself, but from the simple act of consistently overeating. This wasn't about deprivation. It was about finding the perfect point of gentle satisfaction. A lesson that began at the dinner table but soon echoed through every part of my life. The third pillar was embracing the power of green tea and fermented foods. I swapped my morning coffee for matcha and drank sencha throughout the day. The caffeine boost from tea felt different. It was a calm, focused energy, not the jittery, anxious spike I was used to from coffee. It was like a gentle hum instead of a loud alarm. Simultaneously, I introduced fermented foods into every meal. Miso soup for breakfast, a side of pickles with lunch, a spoonful of natto with dinner. These foods, rich in probiotics, are staples in the Japanese diet, and they are masters of gut health. For years, I had struggled with bloating and digestive discomfort, accepting it as a chronic issue. Within a week of incorporating these foods, I felt a change. My digestion became smooth and predictable. The bloating that had plagued me for so long vanished. It felt like I was healing my body from the inside out, creating a balanced inner ecosystem that was reflected in my newfound energy and clarity. My fourth pillar was moving naturally. I said goodbye to the gym. The traditional Okinawan lifestyle doesn't involve intense, structured workouts. Instead, movement is woven into the fabric of daily life. So, I started walking everywhere. I took the stairs instead of the elevator. I spent time gardening, stretching on the floor while listening to music, and taking long, aimless strolls through my neighborhood after dinner. It wasn't exercise, it was just living. My body responded with gratitude. The chronic aches in my back and knees, which I had blamed on age, began to fade. I felt stronger and more flexible, not from lifting heavy weights, but from the gentle, consistent motion of a body being used as it was intended. This pillar taught me that wellness isn't something you schedule for an hour a day. It's something you live, moment by moment. It's found in the walk to the market, the act of kneeling in the garden, and the simple grace of moving through your day with awareness. The final, and perhaps most profound, pillar was the cultivation of mindful moments. This meant embracing two beautiful Japanese concepts, ikigai and shinrin-yoku. Ikigai is often translated as your reason for being, the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. While I didn't discover my ultimate life purpose in 30 days, I started asking the question. I took time each morning, not to scroll through my phone, but to sit in silence and connect with what truly mattered to me. It brought a sense of intention to my days that had been missing. Then, there was shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. I made a commitment to spend time in nature every single day. Even if it was just sitting under a tree in a local park for 15 minutes. I left my phone behind and simply absorbed my surroundings. The sound of the wind, the scent of the earth, the feeling of sunlight on my skin. This practice was a powerful antidote to my chronic stress. My racing mind began to quiet down. I felt a sense of peace and connectedness that no amount of meditation apps had ever given me. I was learning to find stillness, not by forcing it, but by immersing myself in the quiet wisdom of the natural world. After 30 days, the transformation was undeniable. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything. I had lost weight, but that felt like the least significant change. The real shift was internal. I was waking up before my alarm, feeling rested and clear. The persistent brain fog that had been my shadow for years was gone. My energy was steady and sustained throughout the day. My skin was brighter, my eyes were clearer, and the chronic bloating was a distant memory. But more than the physical changes, my entire perspective had shifted. I felt calmer, more present, more connected to my body and the world. The constant low-level anxiety that had been the soundtrack to my life had been replaced by a quiet sense of well-being. I had stopped treating my body like an enemy to be conquered, and started treating it like a friend to be listened to. The Japanese way of life taught me that wellness is a destination you arrive at through extreme measures. It is a gentle, daily practice of balance, mindfulness, and respect for the natural rhythms of life. It's a quiet wisdom that whispers to us in the food we eat, the way we move, and the moments of stillness we allow ourselves to have. It's a reminder that a long, vibrant life is not built on hustle and exhaustion, but on harmony and joy. If this spoke to your heart, click subscribe and stay with me. There's more to feel, more to learn, and more to heal together.